Welcome everybody to my channel. Actually, I created a video already for 2 hours. Turned out that my OBS was not working properly. I was not able to capture the screen audio of things that I was recording. There was a malfunction with the application and I had to delete and re-record it. So here we are once again. Yeah, I have to make this video. So let's continue. By the way, I'm creating this video even though I've said that I will not create videos on this Passio because I thought maybe this person will recognize that, yeah, maybe other people, even when these comebacks, they did all sorts of bullshit, they stopped. So we should also stop. But these people, they don't have anything developed. They have underdeveloped personality and overdeveloped false ego. That's not even true ego. That's false ego. So let's go. Let's see what why his toxic so-called shadow work does not work. Repercussion of his bullshit, made up lies, bullshit shadow work. How it affects people in general who come across this diseased people like Passio. And I'm making these claims that he's a diseased person because I had one-to-one interaction with him, and I've analyzed him. This is not a medical diagnosis, but common people also, when they come across some disordered person, they don't have to be all correct and all stuff to recognize that this person has something going. So yeah, what is primary and secondary psychopathic characteristics and the schedule for non-adaptive and adaptive personality, SAP. So abstract, the current study examined the relationship of the Levinson self-report psychopathy LSRP scales to indices of personality disorder PD and traits and temperament TNT for the schedule of non-adaptive and adaptive personality SNAP in a sample of college student n equals to 276. That's the number of students they have done the study. LSRP primary and secondary scale subscales are predictably related to SNAP PD scales reflecting cluster B symptoms. Multiple regression analysis indicates that narcissistic plus antisocial plus PD were the best predictors of primary psychopathy. Antisocial, paranoid, obsessive compulsion, borderline were the best predictors of secondary psychopathy in terms of TNT scales. Mistrust, the best predictors of secondary psychopathy in terms of TNT scale. Mistrust, manipulation, aggression, disinhibition, and impulsivity were most consistently related to LSRP psychopathy scales. However, manipulation, exhibitionism, and entitlement were more related to primary psychopathy, whereas aggression, dependency, and positive emotions were more related to secondary psychopathy. Finally, factors analysis of SNAP psychopathy related scales and LSRP scales highlighted the discriminant validity of primary and secondary psychopathy. So, introduction: psychopathy is a construct with a deep historical psychopathy is a construct with deep historical roots in personality theory and psychopathology. Although commonly conceived as a single clinically 1976-1941, others have highlighted the heterogeneity in psychopathy and have advocated two type: black one 1975 Karpman, 1942 Karpman characterized primary psychopathy as callous, calculating, and manipulative and deceitful. In contrast, secondary psychopaths were hypothesized to suffer from a neurotic disorder that stimulates impulsive behavior and resembles Primary psychopathic behavior. Despite recently advanced three Cook and Michi 2001 and 4 Hare 2003 factor models of psychopathy. So this is too technical here. Let's go to the symptoms. Let's make it simpler because this will cause headache in common people. So, what is secondary psychopathy but not primary psychopathy is associated with risky decision making in non-institutionalized young adults. Well, this is not even accurate still. Secondary psychopathy traits linked to faster expansion of visual attention. A recent study published in a personality and individual differences sheds light on the relationship between psychopathic traits and how individuals adjust their visual attention. Specifically, the research found that individuals with higher levels of antisocial tendencies, secondary psychopathic traits, tend to expand their attention focus more quickly. This rapid shift suggested poorer attention control or executive function. So there are a lot of resources available online, and we are not able to find a simpler primary and secondary variants of psychopathy. I wanted to find something very simpler, but this is recent work had indicated that there are at least two distinct subtypes of psychopathy. While its primary psychopathy is characterized by low anxiety and thought to result from a genetic predisposition, secondary psychopathy is characterized by the high anxiety and thought to develop in response to environmental adversity. Primary psychopathy is robust and associated with reduced neural activities to others, emotional and in particular distress. However, it has been proposed that the secondary presentation has different neurological neurocognitive correlates. Sorry. So method n equals to 50, secondary n equals to 100, primary secondary, and comparison n equals to 82 groups who are drawn from n, I think, number of people who partake in these researchers, voluntary people. Total sample was 14, 1,444. Using a quartile split approach, there are different methods that they apply. Let's not get into all that. Let's get into the symptoms. Participant measures, group definition, task, fMRI analysis, behavioral analysis, results, maltreatment history, suicidality, externalization and externalizing symptoms, internalizing symptoms, psychopathy scores. There are all sorts of things in these things, and there are all sorts of methods and all sorts of participants and all that stuff. So that's why we cannot diagnose these things at home. That's not a thing to do at home. Let's go directly into symptoms. There's a reason for me to do all this stuff. So understanding psychopathy, key traits, symptoms, and causes. What are the different types of psychopathy? Primary psychopathy being manipulative, callousness, and insensitivity, lack of guilt or regret when harming someone else, tendencies to lie. This is Sethkus Boza. Secondary psychopathy. Once again, this is not my analysis, this is observation and potentially speculation at best. Difficulty focusing on long-term goals, impulsivity, overwhelming frustration. Secondary psychopathy. What are the common signs of psychopathy? Behavioral problem, especially among children. Deceit, having a big ego, impulsivity, lack of empathy or remorse, limited emotional responses, manipulation, recklessness, violence or aggression. Some people with psychopathy are considered integrated psychopaths due to their non-violent tendencies. Other may be defined as successful psychopaths if they are confident, cognizant, and fearless. What are the difference between psychopathy and sociopathy? They're same. How is psychopathy diagnosed? A mental health specialist may complete one or several assessments. How is psychopathy treated? How to cope with the psychopathic traits? All right, so we will see whether these things are present or not. Then there comes covert narcissist. There's a reason for me to bring all these topics up. Covert narcissists act in subtle ways and may seem self-efficacious, but they still crave importance and admiration. They often use manipulation such as guilt trips and shaming to control others and to keep focus on themselves. To protect yourself, set clear boundaries and limit interaction with covert narcissist. A covert narcissist is someone who craves admiration and importance, lacking empathy toward others, but may act in a different way than an overt narcissist. I'm talking specifically about covert narcissist. Keep it in mind. They may exhibit symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder, but often hide the more obvious signs of condition. While it can be more difficult to recognize, covert narcissism can be just as destructive as more overt narcissistic behavior. In fact, covert narcissists are worse than overt narcissists because overt narcissists are into your faces, like Satyaka's Boza. But covert narcissists, they're hard to they have always ambiguity. It took me a lot of time to not expose Mark Passio because I thought maybe this person is just misunderstood. Maybe I'm making some mistake. No, this was the case with him. Common non-narcissistic traits include having a strong sense of self-importance, experiencing fantasies about fame or glory, exaggerating self-abilities, craving admiration, exploiting others, and lacking empathy. Let's check all these things. So, how to cope with a narcissist? Cause of covert narcissism: genetics. Like I told in the other video, genetics is not the right term, and not all the psychologists believe that genetics is the factor here. Childhood abuse and trauma, upbringing and relationship with caregivers, personality and temperament. What triggers a covert narcissist? Being ignored, feeling disrespected, threats to their ego, feeling of shame, being around high status people, feeling less attractive or less educated than others. Very important. Having less or something than others. Having less of something than others. Not getting the attention they think they deserve. Jealousy, lack of control. Alright. Overt versus covert narcissist. Overt is Satyaka's Boza. See how overt narcissist may look like. Covert is Mark Passio. And if somebody comes and tells me that I'm calling people narcissists, this and that, yeah, I'm calling people narcissists because I had one-to-one experience with these people. I did not know who these people were. Then I had to study this thing. Then I came to understand that these people have issues and prove me that these people are not narcissistic, not psychopathic, and I will prove that they are narcissistic and they are psychopathic as part of discussion, argument. Once again, I'm not going to diagnose anybody, but I'm going to point toward what is going on. What are some common phrases used by a covert narcissist? I'm too good for this. I should have to tolerate these people. Just try to match it with Mark Passio's saying. I deserve all the good things has to offer. Life has to offer. Other people have it better than me, and it isn't fair. I deserve more because I'm better than other people. He does not use exactly same terms, but he use a few things around these topics. People never appreciate how special I am. I can't believe you did that. Uh, don't do that again. You should feel ashamed. I will show you every single thing. I will back every single thing up with Mark Passio's direct video. Remember when I helped you years ago? You owe me a favor. And the best you will ever have. You will never find anyone else like me. No one else would give you the time of day. You should be grateful. I stick around. I was just joking. I can't believe you took that seriously. So these are the same things. Boza does this, Ethicus Boza and Mark Passio. They do all sorts of things. And in this video, he's playing victim. Let me pull those videos as well, why he's playing victim. And what Mark Passio did is he wasted 1 year screaming at the top of his lung, abusing through virtue signaling onto me. Now this person is a coward, a psychopath and narcissist. They become narcissistic and psychopathic. They classify it as that because they show the cowardly behaviors. The behavior are full of cowardice. The behavior is a pathway that they pick that is paved because they were cowards. That's why they behave like this, intimidating and all stuff. They covered that thing up, remember. So let me keep things straightforward. Right, here I have this freakazoid with his makeup and cosplay on, and there's this video, Luciferian Covenant. There's all these videos. Ethicus Boza created 66 videos to attack me, target me, only to play victim later on after scamming me. Money, hard earned, good amount of money. So let's hold these comebacks responsible first, and then I will tell you why they're bullshit. Shadow work will never work because what they experience as life is actually psychopathy and narcissism. And what they do is they theater play their life. They are not living their life. They're not living an integrated life. And when he spews so much vitriol on internet, he says that everybody is this and that. No, everybody is not experiencing the same thing. He's dissociated from the reality and he thinks that psychopathy and narcissism is the way of life. All these people. And everybody should think that that is the basis of reality. Alright, that's not. Now, Mark Passio, Chris Jensen, and Evil Podcast, Shadow Work 2025, 12. So it's been 1 month, 2 months, almost more than 1 month. Okay. So let's see this Frenchman looking. What this Frenchman has to say.
I have heard. I'm not interested in doing self-introspection and self-work. I basically don't focus on that.
What Mark Passio says is self-introspection and whatever the fuck he's saying. Actually, no. That's not what these people do. What they do is they make people self-aware for the wrong reasons. This is a parasitic, psychopathic way of fucking with people's mind. They cause cognitive dissonance in people. First of all, they don't have any authority of any sort to do any of these things. I don't know why this thing is allowed still. Secondly, what they do is introspection, this and that. No, they do this to generate feelings of hatred, self-hatred, or shame, guilt, that these predatory psychopaths later on exploit to extract information, to extract money, to extract support, to support their cult. This has been the case throughout the cultic group. That's not shadow work, actually. That's a top tier level of psychopathy.
That's not something that I'm interested in at all. I'm interested in the external factors of how freedom is being removed from people of the world.
Anything that Mark Passio says, discard it. Discard it. None of his horse shit is even sane, let alone to the point, up to the mark. It's not. These people have lived a very distorted, very divorced version of reality. Personally, what they speak here and there, they speak a few things that are correct. Obviously, the world is going through something, and a lot of people can see these things. Everybody can see these things that there's something wrong. Does not mean what he is spewing is the solution for that. It's not. In fact, this is the cause for it. So, yeah.
And they literally cannot see the connection. And here's the connection.
I mean, see who is seeing this thing. Okay, let's
Which
listen to
goes
this.
specifically and directly to your question. Freedom has a very direct dynamic that is the driving force for whether we experience greater or lesser amounts of it in our lives. There is
Yeah. So in the video I created previously, I used an example of nudists, weirdos. Usually, you see on beaches, um, usually around, I don't know, Europe, America. I don't know, but I don't think we have any such beaches. So that's a weird thing to me, to be honest. But still, so what nudists do when they go to beaches, they get butt naked, and they think that this is the freedom. Okay, and yeah, okay, that's their way of interpreting that you have to get naked around beaches and that's freedom and all sorts of things. I don't think that's the definition of. Don't, like, I'm not judging them, but what? That's freedom. In the same way, these nudists, weirdos of your alt-right and your anarchical groups, they're not nothing different. At least nudists know their boundaries, that this public place and this is where they are allowed, and this much they are allowed, so they don't cry about it everywhere. What these wannabe freedom seeking people, first of all, tell me, do you think a person who has freedom behaves like this? A person who has freedom behaves like this? Ask yourself this question, not me. Secondly, tell me, does freedom work only one way? When these people, they cross boundaries, they attack, harass, abuse, scam people for years. 6 years, I have my example. 6 years after scamming to cover up. Sathikas Boza used this bum as an accessory, and when I started to expose these comebacks, he started to behave like this as a victim. When I did not even say anything to this comeback, I was exposing Boza. That this comeback has scammed me. And how he scammed me? He lied to this comeback as well, because I never approached Boza to get any initiated. Anything has to do with this cult group, anything. Me and Boza had a whole different agreement that he verbally agreed to, and later on he started to coerce me into his group. So he used all these people, all this thing, to validate that this is what happened. The narrative that horseshitter is horseshitting is the reality. That's not. I never approved these comebacks for any of this horseshit. I had my things going. I was looking for my answers, and I explicitly, in clear words, told that person that I need the specific answer. If you have any answer, then tell me. He had his whole game to extract money, to extract information, to extract all these things. I did not know that these people are so fucking depraved back then. And he did exactly like that. And he started to coerce me into his cult. Something that I oppose personally. Like, I did not know that these people follow this thing. Later on, slowly, I came to understand that this because why I did not understand because Boza was pretending as somebody else. He was pretending as left winger to me when I was interacting with him. I was like, why the fuck is this person doing this thing? So what these comebacks do is when you interact with these comebacks, you're not interacting with these comebacks. You are interacting with a game of these comebacks where they present themselves as something else. Narcissists and psychopaths have this fluid personality where they pretend to be anybody. Like Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll, what is that saying? Dr. Hyde and Jekyll, whatever the hell. That's their personality actually. One time they become something, other time they become something else. And the person whom they are interacting with later on, they blame shift onto them. They did it multiple times, they have mastered it. You know, Passio, Boza, all through their internet persona. You don't interact with them one to one. And a lot of people who interact with these people or who get attracted toward these people, they also have same issues going. So they idolize these comebacks. They don't have the actual things, actual education. They lack education. They don't have any connection with the reality. They're more toward this ideology of some person's bullshit. They don't interact with the literature. They don't have any formal education either. So they think that these scumbags who steal stuff from academia, from religion, from internet videos, who idolized other people, who run other people's conspiracy theories, their take on those conspiracy theories, that's how they have augmented their so-called knowledge base. That's fragmented, that's distorted, that's incoherent, incohesive. All right. So, and then they have these two different personalities. Now, see.
Doing fuckhole of a mouth. Because you're fucking scumbag losers who are as dumb as 10 pounds of liquid dog shit in
That he's drinking. So, what we studied: impulsivity, difficulty focusing on long-term goals, overwhelming frustration, tendencies to lie, lack of guilt and regret when harming someone else, uh, callousness or insensitivity, being manipulative, deceit, having a big ego, impulsivity, lack of empathy, limited emotional response, manipulation, recklessness, violence, and or aggression. You have seen all these things in this 5-10 seconds of video.
a white gym sock on a hot summer day. That's pretty fucking dumb, and that's pretty funny too.
That's funny. So this is what this type of depravity you're dealing with here.
Yeah, you're as dumb as 10 pounds of liquid dog shit in a white gym sock on a hot summer day, carrying it down the street. That's pretty fucking dumb, and you know what? It's a contest between what's dumber, you or that.
All the while drinking this liquid shit. So I don't know what he's even trying to
And
say.
I think I'd have to go with the fucking gym sock full of dog shit.
So one moment he's screaming, another moment he's laughing. So this is all normal, right?
All right? You know, that I think it's got you edged out in IQ a little bit.
So he has created this video to virtue signal toward me. I can guarantee this. What Mark Passio, Sethicus Boza, these cowards do is, when you insult me, at least call my name so that I can know so that somebody can show you where you are wrong, son. But he never did that. Never. They are cowards. They're scared little bitches. So what they do is they I've seen this multiple times for a year at least. So what they do is see if somebody come across these scumbags, they are crazy lunatics as well, no doubt. But people who oppose their bullshit, who challenge the whole shit, this is what they do. They virtue signal toward them. So it's really difficult to pinpoint that way he's talking about other person or you. So what they do is they spew on camera, they generate a narrative, and they spew onto that, and people like-minded losers like Passio, Boza, his culture, they think that that's very hilarious thing, and that is the reality or something going on. No, as this comeback coward, let's have one-to-one discussion. Let's see how tough you are. First of all, he's not tough. He's deluded. Mark Passio is a deluded loser. He's not educated person. Anything is spewed. It's all fragmented. First of all, the thing is how to teach illiterate people. Like if illiterate people already had some education, you would not call them illiterate, and you would not have this need to educate those people. So how do you teach illiterate people? And when illiterate people are psychopathic and narcissistic, how do you teach them what they're lacking? So this is the whole situation here. Mark Passio at best is an illiterate trailer born out of a trailer. That's usually are these people, usually alt-right people. The whole life is based around trailers. They are born in trailer parks, and then they become like this, and then they think that things that they have been stealing, plagiarizing, not giving any credit, any resources, anything, twisting them here and there, that comprises their knowledge base, and they think that that is what they are. They forget that they are from trailers. They are from trailers, and they live in this hubris where they think that they are self-taught. Self-taught.
And this is what you guys are. All you dumb fucks that I just talked about. Who, I'm telling you, you're gonna end up in the grave. I'll put these motherfuckers in the ground. If you come around me and continue to harass me digitally and fucking in person, you better leave me the fuck alone.
So people are harassing him. If he was directing it toward, I started to expose the scumbag back in 2019. Satyakal Boza scammed me, and he's taken my money. And I started to expose him. Then he decided to side with the scumbag in these videos.
Now, if there's a documentary that
Dem panic.
And he started to spew this whole shit. He started to direct this whole shit. Then I started to expose him. He did it multiple times before this. And then later on, he started to playing victim. That people are harassing him. Harassing? I literally said what he has done. And he thinks that people are harassing him. He perceives his own shortcomings, that people are... He does not like tough love. He does not like receiving tough love or forced quote-unquote initiation, shadow work, this and that. But he liked to give it to others. He's so... So this is what Mark Passio is. Reason for me to create this video is he's continually creating this thing. I told in the last video that I'm going to stop it. Just stop. Let's just grow up. And he did not. Because these scumbags, they lack actual education, they lack actual reality, they lack actual truth. They think that dominating others give meaning to their life. And horse shitting, spewing this toxicity, this 10 pound of liquid shit in a white sock, 10 pounds of liquid dog shit in a white sock coming out of their mouth. that gives them validity, that makes them look some sort of valid person. That's not the case. So see,
a dynamic at play in the universe that actually is a deterministic factor at a
what's going on with his top?
profound
Did he grow man boobs or what?
causal fundamental
What?
level.
What is going on here? What?
For if an entire
This is the weird thing. I did not see a skinny guy having. Anyway, this is weird. This is weird to me. This is weird.
species becomes a species that enjoys freedom for themselves, or
So
whether
what is this thing? This is not.
they go deeper
This
and
is not
deeper
a
and
religious
deeper
symbol.
into tyranny, totalitarianism, bondage, and ultimately total enslavement.
These inbreds of trailer parks, they don't realize this thing, that whatever the fuck is going on right now in the government that is being run by another trailer born, a redneck inbred Donald Trump, they are the same people. Why don't these people realize this thing? Donald Trump is a narcissist. These people are narcissists. Donald Trump is a psychopath. These people are psychopath. Why don't these people ever see this thing? Why don't these people recognize this thing?
As a species in the aggregate, not just as individuals, but as an entire species, a race of beings. And I have asked this dynamic of the freedom movement over and over and over and over again.
Over and over and over and over and over.
You'll find out. I'll calm down and say it nice and calm. You will find out just how much you picked the wrong one to fuck with. You better go fuck with some dumb little.
So he plays victim.
Panic. Still in a mindset of Satanism. They don't even.
He play victim after doing all these things in his videos, having no connection with the reality.
Principles and a general code of conduct that is respectful, that is based in truth, that is based in reality, that has.
And this blows my mind when these scumbags, they talk about conduct, reality, respect, this and that. When these scumbags, they never respect anybody. Never. They're always harassing, abusing, attacking other people, and then they demand respect. Meet me in real life. I will give you respect 1-to-1 with my shoe up your ass. Both of you. You're running your mouth behind the screen a lot. And you think you have become tough guy because a lot of losers, bumps, they've been feeding into your shitty ego. You did not meet people in real life. You will not meet people in real life. Mark Passio will not meet anybody in real life. Anybody. And the way he spew his vitriol online, he will not meet anybody in real life ever. Because he knows what will happen to him. The point here is even that this person started this and later on he plays the victim. So all these things these scumbags do to a person who has no connection with them, who came across these scumbags that they thought that are easy to target, easy to exploit, easy to steal from, all sorts of psychopathic tricks they were doing without any restraint. And later on, when things did not go according to their plan, people resisted and showed their psychopathy and narcissism and their scammy behavior, their own mental disorders. They showed the mirror to these scumbags. That's how they behave. They play victim later on. They are the victims. People are harassing them online. I mean, let's just do one thing. Mark Passio is crying about online harassment. The people are harassing him. People are harassing Mark Passio. So let's go a little bit deeper into his own channel and see whether this person is into harassing other people, even before when I ever came in contact with these people, whether these people they harass, abuse, or they spew something about others or not.
Welcome, one and all. I'm Mark Passio.
Well,
To ask
no.
yourself and you need to find out about and learn. And let me tell you something. Now, just like it was a joke to people in the Soviet Union and a joke to people in Red China and a joke to the Nazi regime, it's just as much of a joke to you. So keep laughing about it, but when you die, you're going to find out. You know? And you can laugh about that statement too, and that's okay. Like I said, you're...
So who is he harassing here? Who is he talking about dying others and all stuff? This is not harassment, this is not abuse, this is not something. And he think people are joking.
funeral, your enslavement, and other people's enslavement because of your ignorance.
The other people's issue is that they are not following his mental disorder. Alright. Let's go even more deeper. That whether Mark Passio harasses and abuses others, or is it just one side that is allowed to harass and abuse others and not the other side? 9 years ago, let's see what they have to talk about, some sort of feminism.
Terms that the layman, the non-scientist, can really deeply understand. And that is Dr. Bruce Lipton, who wrote the book, The Biology of Belief. Dr. Joe Dispenza, who wrote the...
Everybody knows these people. Everybody has been listening. This is not Mark Passio's personal
all else
property.
Culturally conditioned to no longer be attracted.
I don't know. What are their skill? Where's all this information coming from? There are toxic feminism going on. There are all sorts of things. But this is not harassment and abuse of women. Right? 9 years ago, I did not know this person personally or otherwise. Like, one-to-one. I knew his videos existed. Let's see. Mark Passio got arrested for what? Harassing police?
All right, so evidently our friend Mark Passio
12
has been
years ago.
arrested. We don't know what for. We're going to try to find out. There he is, handcuffed. Okay. Our other friends are also handcuffed. Who's got some water?
For peacefully speaking and handing information to other people. These gentlemen have violated our constitutionally protected rights to free speech without cause.
See who's talking about constitution now. Anarchist.
Jim, I was trying to leave. We're all brothers and sisters. I stopped giving them out.
Peace officers across the street, do your duty!
And sisters.
Do your duty!
We're not against
Police officer may be thinking that who is this nerd?
law enforcement.
You are not doing your duty. You are negligent of your duty,
This
sir.
is ridiculous. It really is.
Why has this man been arrested?
Peace officer.
This is not harassment. This is not manipulation. This is not deceit, big ego, impulsivity. This is not manipulation, recklessness, violence, aggression, right?
To do their duty.
Is passing out flyers a
Our
crime?
rights are being violated.
I advise you take a step back, please.
Our rights are being violated. You are losing your constitutionally protected rights.
Why is this person talking about constitution when he claims himself as an anarchist?
To freedom of speech.
Take a step back.
We were peacefully engaging people with information.
And I said I want
Peacefully,
to leave, and then he
which is
said,
our
"You
natural
can't
right to
leave."
do
And then he
so.
started chasing me down the block as I try to leave.
Which
These
one chased you?
individuals accosted us and are holding us against our
That-
will
that guy right
under
there?
And
duress.
then the door,
That guy can run?
We
he
harmed
didn't
no
run,
other
'cause I
living
was walking
individual.
away calmly.
We have harmed
And then he
no
said that was
other
resisting.
living
So I didn't
individual.
listen to him.
We
I
were
said I want to leave
speaking
and go
and
home.
peacefully
I didn't give out
engaging
any more of
people.
those
Mark Passio does not speak peacefully. I can tell you that.
flyers
our
that he said
constitution.
to.
So you're passing out flyers, and that's why you've been detained here.
Yes.
Across from
And
Independence
I
Hall.
said that we're with
where
the
our
group and that
founders
perhaps,
died to
he said
protect our
perhaps
rights.
you have a permit.
And
I
you
said,
people are standing there
I
with
wanted to go
cameras.
find out about the permit.
Doing
And then he
nothing?
started saying I couldn't leave.
Peace officers.
Officer, how do you feel about
Do
the
your
permit we have
duty.
over here for this rally?
Do your
No
duty.
comment.
Who the fuck is this person to tell anybody to do anything?
What's the charge?
Officers!
Hey, police is not fair, okay? And police knows how to make you react. What these American police I have observed usually, they're known for triggering people and then playing victim later on. But this is exactly what Mark Passio and groups they also do. The same exact things.
Been charged with anything?
No.
You're just
He
detained.
said since
None!
I wouldn't.
We
Please
have
move back.
harmed none!
Since I
Please
wouldn't
move back,
stop.
please.
Don't touch me.
Please move back. I'm asking you to do something.
We
Please
wish
take a
to
step
be
back.
let to go on our way peacefully, as we have harmed no other living being.
Is this why you got involved?
Mark Passio has actually harmed a lot of people, but he don't take any responsibility for that.
In the park service to arrest people for passing out flyers?
Apparently.
Your rights are
You gonna go home and tell your kids about it?
To hurt people.
Demand that these
This is not peaceful protest. This is not how you handle situations, and this is exactly what is making the situation even worse. Because Mark Passio is saying that he was doing things peacefully. I don't think screaming, yelling is considered as peacefulness. I don't think that's peaceful. Okay? In Constitution.
people release us.
You guys gonna go update your Facebook profile and say, yeah, you handcuffed a couple of peaceful pamphleteers? You proud?
Anyway, let's move on. So this is not harassment. And people say that how is this harassment? He's in these handcuffs because you have to stop being a hypocrite and you have to say things how they are. He is actually verbally harassing. They are on purpose trying to provoke these people as well in the uniform. So it's not like they are innocent. It's not like they are not pushing the boundaries and not playing victim later on. It's not like that, right?
How did that work?
The pamphlet.
You call it assault. You call it kidnapping.
S&M. It's called S&M.
City of brotherly love. All right. What do you think you get extra rights because you got a badge? Well, what if I wanted to put handcuffs on you because I didn't like the information you were distributing?
The thing is, today is this night, tomorrow is us. For what reason? This is us. This is a.
Anyway, Americans never see. Yeah, there is an issue with all these things, but how to reduce these things instead of amplifying these things? When these psychopaths, usually from such peaceful communities, from natural law, they're covering up their bullshit. They're covering up their bullshit for attention seeking. They're not fighting any fight. Not any substantial fight that will make any substantial, healthy, positive impact on the society. They're doing it for self-aggrandizement, for attention seeking, instead of contributing to a peaceful community. Right? Well, that's not harassment, and this is I have this no doing of mine in this any of this new age bullshit. People who lack understanding on things, who have created these pseudo terms. In the other video that I created, I explained in details that new age is not exactly how these people have mentioned it in the past. New age, when people talk about new age, they think it's something that is coming from India. That's not new age. New age is something that has become distorted by the Western people, that got mixed up in the European crap, that they misperceived from our country, that they misattributed to the people who are not even like America has a lot of attention seekers, losers, loners, who do all sorts of things for attention. The same way we also have those people, and they also do all sorts of crazy things. But when it comes to other countries, it's the whole country. They create these tropes, these words, these how do you call it, um, when you are degrading people like Pajit. This is a very common terms that I have heard a lot of times. Personally got attacked with this term, Pajit. And it's not even an Indian name or anything, Pajit, but this is a term. And dot head, dot Indian or tree Indian. This is not none of this racism, by the way. Racism is only when you call somebody inbred. That is racism. Or they have a lot of things. The virtue signal, like there was not even a single instance when I was around online with Americans and they did not throw these tropes onto me. Not even single one time. And I'm talking about years, decades of this thing interacting with Americans. So whatever the fuck they do, it's not peaceful. When you're provoking somebody, it's not peaceful. And when you're provoking somebody and then you're playing victim, how are you actually victim? And how do you expect other people to be perfect, all perfect, and you to be all scummy? Like, I tried to teach this scumbag. He begged me to teach him some sort of meditation and Buddhism. And I knew that this scumbag is going to do the exact same thing. And I still tried to teach this scumbag. And later on turned out he was extracting things from me to later on glorify himself, aggrandize himself. Right. And then that scumbag said that if I call him, you're not Buddhist, you're not Buddhist. Yeah, I'm Buddhist because you incel expect me to behave in a certain way, right? I should be all Buddhist and you will be all sorts of pig, all sorts of things, and this is my responsibility to be nice, kind, to give, to feed you everything, and you have no play. You have nothing to give into that, right? You have to constantly provoke and all that stuff. And if you don't behave according to the scumbag, this is exactly what the scumbag is trying to induce into you, so that later on he can smear you that this person is not. Yeah, obviously I'm a human being first. What do you mean? I'm not wearing cosplay dresses and all stuff to show off. Ask your daddy Boza what I told him about all these things. But this does not mean that we will take abuse, we will take harassment, we will take hatred and not behave anything. We're not pretending here. Alright? You don't know Buddhists properly, I believe. Buddhists or people who are talking about things, they are not soft targets. Anyway, it's only that we don't do this thing. We choose not to do things. It does not mean that we cannot put you back to your places when you cross lines. We are not here to be abused by scumbags. Alright. So a lot of people think, when they're interacting in the real life world, they think that these idealized versions and that these people should behave in their idealized form. Otherwise, they're not. They're fake and this and that. You're fake. You're fake. Mark Passio is fake. Satyakas Boza is fake. Every single thing about these people is fake. They're not peaceful people. They're not good people. They're not educated people. They are not intellectual people. They're not helping anybody. And the problem is this: what society thinks is help, is right, because they're living in this delusion. There's a limit for everything, and there's your own personal responsibility every single second. Not some 15 years old shadow work, this and that whole shit. Alright?
Rights. Okay? All ability to create any change in the world is a manifestation of force.
Anyway, Mark Passio does not know anything. All his teaching is bullshit. Now, let's come back to this. His shadow work. A person who has done shadow work, he does not behave like this.
Fucking cock. leftist in some fucking spandex fucking bicycle, pink bicycle shorts, because I'm telling you, you fuck.
I think he's abusing. Okay, I understand. Who is he attacking here?
Fucked with the wrong one, you fucking trash ape. You fucked with the wrong one. And just see if I'm playing. You'll find out who's fucking playing and who's dead. I don't know, other content creators, you guys want to take bullshit. You guys want to take it in the ass. You guys want to just let these motherfuckers go unscathed. I ain't playing that game. And you'll find out how much I ain't playing it. This isn't a game. This isn't a joke. This is life and death fucking serious. And the people who haven't figured it out and think they want to fuck around with a real motherfucking gangster, I will show you what a fucking legion of demons lives inside of me.
What the fuck is wrong with this person? What is wrong with this person? Does this look like any shadow work to you?
Have under
Now this is 1 year old stuff. 1 year old.
lock and key by my own willpower. And you want to fucking tap on that fucking cage all day, and you want to find out, will it open for you, and will the demons get unleashed? You'll find the fuck out. You'll find out. Keep fucking around. Keep playing. Keep fucking around.
Violence or aggression, impulsivity, having a big ego, lack of empathy and remorse, limited emotional response, deceit, behavioral problem, being manipulative, callousness, insensitivity, lack of guilt and remorse, tendency to lie. Is this what's going on or not?
I
What
mean,
he's teaching here?
repeatedly over so many times I can't count to people within the freedom community, the alleged freedom community, the my freedom movement.
So now it's not his freedom movement. Now it's my freedom movement. It's not his responsibility. When he's spewing so much horse shit, he's saying his stuff work, people have paid him and learned it. Now it's not his responsibility whatsoever. It's people. It's them. It's my freedom movement. Now it's my freedom movement. Yeah, it's your freedom movement. Take your responsibility. You're a horrible teacher. Your teachings are horse shit. That's what is true.
Or as I jokingly call it, the bum fight. I've asked people within this.
So who is the king of the bums? When Boza's, Passio's freedom movement people are fighting among each other, so who is the king of the bums? Is it not Mark Passio?
So-called community or movement. What is the driving dynamic factor? What is the governing dynamic of human freedom? Is there one? And if so, what is it? What is the factor in human life?
There is no governing factors. He does not even understand how things works. There's no one concrete governing factors, rules, laws. Only incels talk about these things, imbeciles, who do not know the reality, the truth. The reality is not a static phenomena. Reality is a ongoing influx phenomena, and there's everything is impermanent, everything is in flux, everything is constantly changing. In a ever constantly changing world, nothing concrete stays. That's a construct of ego to try to pin things onto one like static things, to satisfy your ego that I have mastered this, I have this under my belt. The truth is, you don't have a control over the universe, truth, reality. You cannot master it like that. You cannot control the force of the universe. Universe, when it comes to universe, and anybody who has ever come across, who was ever born, universe always wins. You cannot master universe. Alright, you can master your life, You can understand things, but nobody is all permeating, all knowing. Yeah, humble yourself. Try to understand what reality is. That's what this scumbag is lacking. And all this whole shit of shadow work, it does not apply to everybody. First of all, it apply, if it does at all, I don't think he even understand how things works. Okay, I think he's running on his narcissistic supply, on his attention that he's gotten. I don't think he understands things properly. So freedom, sorry, how things actually work, or shadow work, this and that, you have to do it every single day. And shadow work, oh shit, this and that, no, not shadow work. No shadow work helps anybody. You are living a life every single day, and there are events happening in every single day. You have to be mindful. You have to be you have to take things not through impulsivity but through humbleness. If you want to live a life of freedom, positivity, happiness, you should be humble. It's not like new agey this shadow work is not as strong. There's no competition there, stupid. You don't even understand what you're spewing, idiot. If you want your life to be happy, you want your life to be healthy, you want your life to be positive, you want your life to be yielding, you have to be humble first. Humbleness is the first step. You need to be humble. Then you experience things. Then you know your limits. Then you know your boundaries. Not pseudo humbleness that Mark Passio shows usually.
That needs to be changed above all else if we are to become free beings and get out of the form of tyranny and enslavement that we're currently living on.
Tyranny and enslavement is a construct of ego. Actually, tyranny, this and that, this can exist in real world. But, like for example, right now, we have a lot of tyrants running the world. But what reduces tyranny is not become another tyrant. That will add to the same flow. Alright? If you want to reduce the tyrants in the world, yeah, there is an issue with leftism as well. Leftists are responsible for creating these monsters of the rightists, right wing, left wing politics, because leftists, they let things go, they stayed in their hubris. They do not see that these tyrants, they are coming and they are fooling, and they gave clear cut signs multiple times and they let it happen. So this is why everybody is suffering. If you want to live a good life every single day, you have to face the demons as well. Alright, you have to face the demons every single day and still stay humble. As long as you're connected with the reality, with the process, you stayed mindful, this will reduce suffering. Means wasting your energy, wasting your time, wasting your reactions, wasting everything. If you did not stay mindful, if you stayed mindful, this will reduce. It never goes to zero. And things do happen, things do occur even without your fault. Do you understand? One day you're walking on a street and there's a car that came to your way and it strike you and you lost your hand. These things happens. Will you fight with a car? Or you're going somewhere, or there's rain is pouring outside, and then there's these clouds and you got struck by the lightning. Whether you are a good person, bad person, does not matter, right? Or they can be like you are walking on the street you saw that you found a golden ring. These things also happens. But when you start living in fear of one thing or in glory of other, you lose your feet from the reality. And these are just two extreme cases of opposite polarity I've given you. This thing can happen in multiple ways. This can happen through wannabe teacher and forced students. This can happen into a pseudo this shadow work. Anyway, there's multiple ways to deceive yourself. So what you do is you meditate. The mind has a property, like, this is not a Western thing, this is Buddhistic stuff, usually Hindu stuff, Buddhistic stuff, mostly Buddhistic. Mind has a property to cling to everything. It tries to become everything that it comes across. And if you don't have any faculty, like you don't have any control over your stuff, you tend to believe that you are that. Do you understand? So this is why you need to be mindful. Mindfulness is, quote unquote, shadow work, so that you won't cling to an idea, to a thought, to an image, and you will be like, days and nights are same, identical, but they are not same. Why they are not same? Because day happened and night happened when you were 2 years old, let's say, and day is happening, night is happening when you are, let's say, how old is he? 50 years old, 52, somewhere. So they feel the same, but they are not the same. So every single day, if you stay absent from the reality, you stay lost in these videos, in this hate pelting, this deception, this disgusting thing. You stay lost in this thing, in your thoughts, ideas. You're missing what is changing in the day. And then you start to live into hubris. The more you stay in this hubris of thoughts, negative or positive, the more you amplify your false ego first. Okay. And then you amplify your hatred. You amplify all these things. When you think that you're helping others, this grandiosity, that's a grandiose statement. You just want to help others. You want to force the help down people's throat. How? Can you do that? Can you help people, actually? Do you know what people are? People are not objects. They're not things that you can arrange. Okay? If it was that simple, it would have already been achieved. Alright, son. So, I think everything that Mark Passio says is not up to the mark. I don't think his interpretations mean anything. I don't think Mark Passio has done any work.
Known as government, which is violence, which is people thinking that they own other people as property, which is people making commands upon other people's behavior when they have no right to do so.
What the fuck is he doing here?
Even understand what Satanism is, because they don't know the occult. If you look at people...
Why should people need to learn occult, Satanism? Why do people need to see things through these lenses? Do you know? I don't think Mark Passio knows, or any of these scumbags know. But whatever the fuck they say, occult, this and that, this is already logged. All these things are logged in academic backgrounds. And they are not being seen as occult or Satanism, either way. They are seen as disorders, personality defects, behavioral patterns, wrong way of learning or interpreting things, wrong behavior, projection, hatred, all sorts of defects. Some have brain defects, some have personality defects. All sorts of things are going on. These are all documented things.
In the freedom movement, a lot of them are selfish individuals that only really care about their own freedom. I
believe they are learning from their guru.
freedom movement. People rail against what I say because they know that it's true deep down.
Nobody knows. Nobody even understands what the fuck he is even spewing. Because he makes no sense. The people who know what Mark Passio is doing or what he is are those people who have listened to his horseshit screaming for hours and he has conditioned them. So they know what Mark Passio is spewing, but they don't understand that this is not the reality or entirety of reality. This is his hubris. This is his perception, his distorted perception. That's not the entirety of the reality.
Down inside internally, but their own psyche won't let them admit it, when in fact I'm talking about the most deep-seated psychological issues that are preventing freedom. Don't understand the requirements. It's the idea that authority is morally legitimate when it's actually the claim of ownership over other beings. Again, to even understand the concept of...
See, authority that was... There's a real shady stuff going on in this authority and all this government and everywhere else. But who is amplifying this thing? It is not just authorities' responsibility, although they are the tyrants. They think that everything should be passed through a law, should be regulated, should be surveillance, should be controlled, this and that. That's not how the natural life blooms. There's no way a natural human being can live within this cage, invisible cage of all these things and be healthy. There's no way. Right? I've explained this thing in the last video, but sadly the audio was not there. That's why this thing pisses me off. I make videos, I say things what I have to say, and I have to redo everything, recreate videos, and all that is for nothing. I have to take them down because there's some audio issue. There's no my mistake. I did my job. That's why my content I lose interest, to be honest, to say these things. And these losers, lunatics, they make it something else with their interpretation of shit, with their narrative generation, with their mental disorders. Yeah, so Mark Passio's garbage, it's not up to the mark, man. It's not. He does not even know. He thinks that shadow work is the solution. It's not. There are people who did not do anything wrong. They don't need any horseshit shadow work.
Relationships, I try to do a lot of things, and so
Yes.
it's hard sometimes. I look at a person like yourself and I'm like, wow, Mark is a focused man. And I know some other folks,
My focus is on his man boobs. This guy need some sort of sports bra or something. Give him. This is very distracting, to be honest. No homo.
Brandon Spencer really sticks out for me. He's so focused.
Absolutely.
And I want to become more focused, and I've been working on it. So one little tip I'm going to share with people,
Don't talk about these things like tip and all this stuff.
something I've been working on. Sometimes when I have a half an hour drive or an hour drive, or let's say a 3-hour drive, I'll just choose 1 hour or 45 minutes. I'll turn the music off and just try to keep my mind on one thread of thought and stay on it.
I don't know how Western mind even works. We people in the East have all the solutions, but we will never get credit for that. We will always be attacked. We will always be targeted, scapegoated, stolen from, theft from, blamed from, even after doing the right things. And Western mind, who does not even understand the concepts, who does not have the slightest clue about these things that we have been mastering for multiple centuries now. See, let me give you a simple meditation method here. All the things about man moves, this and that, obviously I'm joking about, this is not serious, alright? To the incels who come to my channel, who try to extract something, who try to twist it and make it against me. I'm a normal common person living in this world. Alright, I follow Buddhism, it does not mean I become... Alright, Buddhism is not like that. whatever you have believed. I should be more careful with my words. I should be less like this. But it's not like I'm doing something. No, I'm a human. I can make jokes as well. Alright. So there's a simple method for meditation to make your mind less distracting. And what happens is, mind has this tendency to cling to the objects, external world, external things, external thoughts, emotional attachments, all sorts of things. And this is all human. But the thing is, everybody faces this. First of all, everybody have some sort of thoughts. If I'm perceiving this object, obviously I will have thoughts. This modem, I will have a thought. If I'm perceiving this wallet, obviously I'm perceiving something. So it is impossible to not have any thoughts. The problem is, you should not have looped thoughts. If I see this wallet and start becoming paranoid, or hating it, hurting it, seeing there's no money, it's empty, start some other processes behind, that is wrong. So we have meditation to keep mind nirmal. This is mal when I'm scared of this. I'm hitting it. I'm angry at it. But this is just an object, it's not doing anything. What my mind is generating after looking at this is the issue. So there are thoughts that exist, that should exist. There is nothing wrong with that. And then there's nirmal thought state. Nirmal means without mal. Nirmal, without. Mal means garbage, dirt or something like that. So nirmal mind. Nirmal. Look this term up. Nirmal. So you have to achieve that state. Means you should be experiencing things, but you don't have a background thought about that thought. So the issue comes when you have a thought of a thought. I don't want to drink, and then drinking. I don't want to do this, and then you're doing it. Intrusive thoughts, or whatever the hell you say it in the West. So there's a thing to make return mind back to your natural state. We don't talk about perfecting, we don't talk about doing something that mind is not supposed to do, having extra functions, extra features, making it more prominent, this and that. No, we talk about how the mind naturally should work. And this is what the basis of all the medicines, all the modern medicines, neuroscience, this and that as well. How a healthy mind works. Not some superior. This is where West is lacking. West thinks that bigger means better. There's always competition. No. What is the natural state of mind? What is the natural state of body? What is the natural state of your being? What is the natural state of environment? This is what Eastern mind talks about. So the meditation is simple. You sit with your legs straight, your back straight, and you stop, and you start to take breaths. Now, if you are an impatient person, if you are a narcissistic, all this type of person, you will say that, yeah, you're sitting on your ass, what is it doing to you? Because you don't know what is it doing to you. So what it does is, when you are angry, when you're hating, when you're hurt, when you're doing all sorts of things, you lose touch with reality and you get consumed by those things. So there's a adrenaline, cortisol that's constantly flowing in you. If you hate, even when you are trolling others, even when you are being sadistic, these things, they get released. And there's a cycle, the cortisol, when it releases in the blood, it stays in the blood for hours, even days. And if you're constantly releasing, doing same things every day, watching all sorts of crazy things, this will continue. All right. So what this simple meditation does is, it grounds you, your nervous system, your endocrine system, your nervous system, endocrine system, that we have described using different words. I don't want to use these terms, but chakras and all this stuff, these are not some like isolated things taken from isolated places. Chakras is an older way of seeing the energy centers, like heart. They say heart chakra, so this is a philosophical definition. But because this is coming from, like nowadays we have science to observe everything and all stuff, but when people did not have means for science and observation, this and that, so they assumed things. This heart, they were aware of these things and they have developed these things, so they called it a center, chakra or meridians or something like that in Chinese. So what it does is, it relaxes you, it returns you, because you are not constantly injecting your thought processes, your streamline of thoughts is not constantly triggering your biochemistry. So you get grounded in the reality. The nervous system gets balanced, endocrine systems get balanced, your digestive systems get balanced, because you are caught up into these applications, background applications that were consuming your life force and were not yielding any positive outcomes. So what you do is, you one by one close these applications. So this is what meditation is, not some horseshit.
And that's actually pretty difficult, and it's something that, just like self-defense, requires practice and training.
That's right.
And so I would challenge people to work on that themselves. If Chris can do it, coming from the distracted guy I am, then you can do it too. And so
it's all about practice. It's all
training,
about just practicing.
Yeah, because you have primed yourself to be angry, you have primed yourself to be hateful, you have primed yourself to be racist, you have primed yourself to be screamy, you have primed yourself to be a...
You think I really care about this fucking life?
Yeah, suicidal tendency, there's something like that also. You have primed, you are living and reliving and recreating the same monsters that you are not longer with anymore. So when you meditate, you release those thought patterns, and slowly your biochemistry change, your neural pathways change. When you are out of the life, you are divorced from the reality and living your internal objects, that they are Satanists, they are this and that, oh shit, they're all coming after me, they're all destroying, I'm going to save you. All sorts of madness you are doing. You are playing the games. If you want to defeat them, I will create another video soon, that how the elites are fooling you and why you are not being able to defeat them. Because you are caught up into their processes, right? And you are not within your agency, within your... First of all, you've forgotten what is your boundary. First of all, you've forgotten what you have control with. You have deluded yourself, you are divorced from the reality. You think your willpower. Everything does not work with willpower, idiots. Willpower have its function, and so does compassion. so does humility. Okay, when you're using just one thing, you are throwing yourself off the balance. Your life works as a wholesome organism. If it's not wholesome, you're throwing it off the balance. No shadow work will save you. Okay, idiots. So Mark Passio's shadow work does not work because they feed into all the thoughts they have, and they project hatred constantly. They attack other people, and they think that constantly they are changing. One day they are all insane, the other day they became the great lord, the teachers. No doubt they are famous, but they're lacking their own background in psychology, in the western stuff. They're lacking the eastern stuff, they're lacking the occultic stuff, they're lacking everything. They misinterpreted these things because these people were feeding their false egos. Alright, false egos, theater play, persona, defeating law, fighting, blaming others, playing victims, all those things. So if you want to fix yourself, be a human first. Okay, and when you become human, that is the best version of yourself. You don't become dragon. Okay, you don't become savior. You don't become fixer and healer. You become you. What more do you want from this life? First handle that thing, then become something else. Then become Donald Trump. Don't become Donald Trump. Yeah, so the real shadow work is just to breathe and let go. And you should, if you do it enough every single day, if you stayed mindful, you will be achieving that higher consciousness, that lower consciousness. All the whole shit I had to go through. There's one consciousness, and then there are disorders in consciousness. There's no higher, lower, upper, bottom, and we call that consciousness as chit, and not chit. Sorry, like chit is like mind. Absence of chit is the pure consciousness. Buddhi chitta. Okay, or like noble silence. Arya Satya, not the a Germany one, by the way. They did not have the slightest clue what we are talking about. They just stole our idea and then they twisted it. Don't become noble and you do drugs. Okay, don't become a meth addict and become noble at the same time. Don't become abstain and good person at the same time. Don't become Donald Trump and Nobel Peace candidate at the same time. You don't become Mark Passio and natural law at the same time. And nothing about this person is natural. Anger is not natural. Okay, no matter how much this person is going to spew or Satyagos Boza is going to spew, anger is unnatural. Anger means there's something lacking in you. See, you can be angry. You're allowed to be angry. It's not that you're not allowed to be angry. But for how long can you be angry? And for how long can people think that this anger is real? Nobody can survive with real anger for so long. So what these people do is they repeat their hatred, their anger, their madness, stupidity every single day. They recreate it, regenerate it. They get caught up into this narcissistic space where they have to do this theater play to maintain their false ego. A person who does not have a false ego does not have to pretend the same way every single day. Alright, so that's how you do a real shadow work. Sit here. do this for 15 to 30 minutes, up to, if you can, 12 hours. If you cannot do it for 12 hours, do it for at least 1 hour a day. There are techniques, obviously, that I will share, but I don't want to give the monkeys the sword, so I have to be careful. But if you did this much, maybe I can teach you other techniques in the future. Techniques that work, that makes a difference. That's not new agey, old agey. Learning, stealing things from same stuff, relabeling and repacking them for nuts out of narcissism, and pretending to be good people. What a fucking joke. Anyway, I should stop here. Thank you so much.